She used to laugh at people glued to their phones. Now she can't even eat dinner without one hand under the table. I knew something was wrong the moment her silence grew louder than her voice. It crept in like a draft I couldn't find the source of. Subtle, chill-inducing, impossible to ignore once I noticed it. We used to talk about everything. Work, dreams, stupid headlines, how bad the coffee was at her office. Dinner was our ritual. No phones, no distractions. We joked that people addicted to their screens were missing life. She used to laugh at them. Now she was one of them. I started counting. Not because I wanted to, because I had to. That night, 27 notifications before dessert. None of them from me. She sat across from me, head tilted slightly down, thumb moving in quick flicks. Tap, tap, tap. Not scrolling, responding. It was different. There was rhythm to it. Pauses, replies, a tempo that only existed in two-way conversations. I asked her a question about her sister. She nodded absently and smiled, half a second too late. She didn't hear me. She used to tell me everything her sister said. Now I wasn't sure they even spoke anymore. The screen always faced down now, always tilted away, and she kept the sound off. She used to hate typing without haptic clicks. Said it felt like talking into a void. Now I never heard a single vibration. Only the subtle raise of her eyebrows when a new message came in. Her phone buzzed while we were brushing our teeth. She rinsed faster than usual and walked out of the bathroom with it, still dripping toothpaste down her chin. When I came to bed, she was facing the wall, screen tucked under the comforter, blue light flashing like a secret between her and the dark. I didn't sleep, couldn't. My thoughts itched. The next morning, she wore lipstick. Not unusual, except it was brunch with my parents. And she never wore lipstick around them. Said it was too try-hard. I noticed the shade was new, berry, not red. I asked her. She said, "Oh, I've had it forever." But the tube was still sealed. I opened the trash the next day and found the packaging. Price tag still on it. Bought yesterday. I took a picture. It sounds small, petty, obsessive. But when you feel something shifting, you start tracking tremors. Even if no one else can feel them. Even if you don't want to believe the quake is coming. That night we had lasagna. Her favorite. She barely touched it. Her phone buzzed mid-bite. She stood up, took it to the hallway, and whispered for 6 minutes. When she returned, she said it was work. Her job doesn't call after 6. Ever. The lies were small, precise, efficient. Like someone picking a lock they already know the shape of. I found a screenshot on our shared iPad. She forgot to log out of iCloud. It was a calendar entry. Meet at Gallery 715. No name, just a heart emoji. She told me she was going to yoga. I screenshotted it, sent it to myself, then deleted the message from the iPad. She's careful, but I've become quieter, more patient. She doesn't know I've started counting the taps. She doesn't know I've started recording the changes. She doesn't know I already know. Not everything, but enough. The question isn't if, it's when. She smiled when she read the name Eric, then looked up and froze when she saw me watching. It was just a name, just 7 letters, glowing on a screen. But her smile, it wasn't for me. She smiled the way people do when they feel seen. Not amused, not polite, warmed from the inside. That secret kind of smile. The kind you can't fake because your body gives it away before your mind catches up. Then she looked up and saw me, and froze. That smile collapsed so fast it felt like watching a building implode. "Who's Eric?" I asked casually. No emotion, no curve in the voice. I didn't want to spook her, just observe the reaction. She blinked. Once, twice, too long. "Eric?" she repeated. Her tone was all wrong. Too bright, too fast. "Oh, he's just a coworker. Emails. Project thing." She waved her hand like she was swatting a fly, like it was beneath explanation. But I saw it. The tremor in her wrist. The way her thumb hovered over the lock screen for half a second too long. The subtle slide of her phone off the table, screen down. I've seen that look before. The startled, guilty one. but never on her. Not until now. Later, while she showered, I checked our synced Google account. The shared one we never used anymore but never deleted either. There were 3 calendar events marked as private. All labeled E. No locations. Just timestamps. Midweek. Lunchtime. Hotel district. She doesn't work near there. I screenshotted everything. Airdropped it to my desktop. Labeled it E. Observations. I watched her more closely after that. She said Eric again 2 days later. But this time it was rehearsed. Like she'd practiced the line in the mirror. Oh, Eric mentioned that deadline got pushed. She didn't even look at me when she said it. Just stirred her tea over and over again until the spoon tapped the edge like a metronome. Her phone buzzed that night. Just once. She picked it up and smiled again. That same damn smile. Only this time she turned her back. She used to lean into me on the couch. Now there's always a throw pillow between us. A wall wrapped in fabric and pretended comfort. I started compiling the list. Her new perfume, not my favorite. Too floral. Too much. Her gym bag, packed more often but never sweaty. Her charger, never leaves her purse anymore. The signs weren't screaming. They were whispering. But I hear everything now. I hear it in the pause before she answers. I see it in the way she unlocks her phone with her body turned slightly away. I feel it in the way she kisses me goodnight, soft, quick, disconnected, like a habit she's trying to break gently. Eric. He doesn't know me. But I know about him. I don't believe in coincidences, not when the same name keeps showing up in half smiles and sudden lies. So I waited. I watched. And when she left her laptop open, I didn't hesitate. I searched Eric. Emails. None recent. All business. Too clean. Suspiciously clean. Then I checked the trash folder. And there it was. A draft. Never sent. Written in bursts, fragments. No greeting. Just feeling. I don't know what I'm doing. He's not stupid. It's like I'm split in two. This can't keep happening. She didn't sign it. Didn't address it. But I didn't need her to. She wrote it to him. Not me. That's when the ache turned sharp. Not anger yet, just pressure. The kind that builds under the surface, waiting for the right fault line to snap. I closed the laptop and smiled when she walked into the room. She kissed my cheek. Said she loved me. I said it back. But the part of me that believed her? That part was gone. Now I believe in patterns. In tremors. In names that make her flinch. The more she explained, the less sense it made. Her words floated like broken glass, pretty but sharp. It started with the smile. That too wide, too easy smile. The kind that says, I've got this. Only she didn't. I asked again. Casual. Calm. As if I hadn't memorized every word she'd already said. You're sure Eric is just work? She blinked. One beat. Then two. And then she tilted her head the way she does when she's pretending to be confused. Soft eyes, tilted eyebrows, voice dipped in sugar. Oh, babe. Yes. God. He's just Eric from HR. We're working on that onboarding module together, remember? Her voice was syrupy. Slow. Like she was reading from a script she didn't quite believe. Too careful. Too clean. But I remembered. 3 nights ago, she said marketing. She'd rolled her eyes and said, ugh, Eric from marketing is being a diva about the deadline. Now suddenly he's from HR? I didn't flinch. Didn't call it out. Just nodded. Let the silence bleed between us like ink on paper. She kept talking. Filling the space. Rambling, actually. Yeah, it's this whole thing, they're restructuring, I think, or maybe it's just temporary. I don't even know if he's officially in HR or if he's, like, just looped in because he used to, yeah, it's a cross-functional. Stop. That's when I saw it, the flicker. That instant where her mouth moved faster than her story. Where her brain couldn't stitch the lie tight enough to hold. Words like broken glass. Pretty. Sharp. But useless for holding truth. I didn't need to catch her in a big lie. I just needed the little ones to stack up. Because lies don't collapse all at once, they lean, shift, creak. And then when they can't bear the weight of your attention anymore, they crumble. She changed the subject after that. Asked me if I wanted to watch something. Laughed too loudly at a joke on the screen. She forgot she wasn't alone on that couch. But I hadn't moved an inch. Later, she went to bed early. Said she was tired. Left her mug on the table. Half-drunk coffee. A lipstick ring around the rim, berry tone, like the one I'd found the packaging for last week. I picked it up with a napkin. Smelled it. Bitter. Slightly burnt. From the machine at her office, not the one here. But she didn't go to work today. Said she worked from home. Said she didn't leave the house. So how did her mug smell like the break room? I rinsed it, dried it, placed it exactly where she left it. I don't need to confront her. I need her to keep talking. Every news story makes the last one buckle. She's building her own gallows out of over-explanations and panicked grins. And I'm just giving her the rope. I didn't plan to smash the phone. It just happened. Like something inside me finally snapped. We were eating breakfast. Or pretending to. She stirred her yogurt 3 full minutes before tasting it. I pretended to scroll my phone, watching her in the reflection of my spoon. She was waiting for something. Not me. And then it came. Buzz. She didn't move at first. Then her eyes flicked down just for a second. But I caught it. I always catch it. Eric, can't stop thinking about last night. She tilted the phone. Subtle. Reflexive. But I'd already seen the words. And that's when everything inside me quieted. Not rage. Not yet. More like a stillness. A vacuum where the last excuse had been sucked out and nothing was left but cold, exact clarity. She tried to act normal. Swiped the message away like it was spam. Reached for her coffee with that fake casual grace. But her hand shook. Just a little. Just enough. I leaned forward. One last time. One question, I said. Calm. My voice didn't even sound like mine. You're sure Eric is just work? She froze. A breath. And then, oh my God. Are we still on this? Her tone went sugary again. Too fast. Too controlled. You're being paranoid, babe. Seriously, this is getting weird. That word. Paranoid. It stung more than the message did. I laughed. Quiet at first. Then louder. She flinched. Not because I yelled, I didn't. But because she realized I wasn't playing anymore. I reached across the table. Gently. No warning. Just took her phone out of her hand. She said my name. Soft. Like a threat dressed in concern. But I didn't answer. I looked at the screen again. Eric, can't stop thinking about last night. No period. Just casual sin. I stood up. She followed. Give it back. I didn't. I just stared at the message. Memorized the exact spacing. The way her battery was at 62%. The Wi-Fi icon. The timestamp. 9:14 a.m. How early do you have to sleep with someone to get that kind of text by 9:14? She stepped forward. This is insane. You're being... And then it happened. I didn't plan it. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even feel my hand move. I just turned toward the wall and threw the phone as hard as I could. It hit with a sick plastic crunch. Screen first. Cracked on impact. Slid down like a dying star. Silence. She gasped like she'd just witnessed a murder. But I only felt relief. The phone was finally quiet. She ran to it. Picked it up. Turned it over like it was a wounded pet. Pieces of glass stuck to her palm. What is wrong with you? She hissed. I didn't answer. I just watched her cradle the device like it was the victim. Not me. Not our marriage. Not the version of her I used to know. I'll get it fixed, she snapped. You pay for this. That's when I smiled. You already did, I said softly. Every time you answered him instead of me. Her face twisted 1,000 emotions in one breath. Fear. Guilt. Rage. But I didn't care what she felt. Because for the first time in weeks, I felt still. No more guessing. No more wondering. Just a screen shattered. And a silence that finally made sense. I needed truth. Not tears. Not half excuses. So I bought it. I didn't sleep after the phone hit the wall. She cried. Slammed the bedroom door. Slept on the couch like I was the danger. I lay in bed, eyes open. Watching the ceiling breathe. One thought circled like blood in a sink. What else don't I know? Because I'd seen the message. Sure. But not them. Not their world. The one they built behind my back while I was still cooking her dinner. I needed more than pieces. So I paid for it. Morning came like a bruise. I opened my laptop and searched a name I never thought I'd need, a recommendation from a guy at work. No ads. Just a quiet thread on an old forum. Clean, discreet. Truth without emotion. Perfect. We met in a strip mall parking lot. I didn't ask his name. He didn't ask mine. I need confirmation, I said. She's seeing someone. I want everything. He nodded. No judgment. Just slid a burner phone across the seat. You'll get updates. It took 3 days. 3 days of silence while she pretended nothing happened. She even joked about her broken phone like it was an accident. Said she was ordering a replacement. Said she forgave me. Forgave me. Each time she smiled, I nodded. Each time she left the house, I checked the burner phone. Day 1, lunch alone. Or so she told me. The photo said otherwise: 2 glasses of wine, 1 untouched plate, a man's jacket folded beside her purse. Day 2, yoga, she claimed. Instead, a parking garage. A black SUV. Her getting in, not checking the license plate. Day 3, the hotel. I knew before I saw it. The manila folder said everything by its weight. It hit the table with a soft thud, heavier than it should have been. Inside, timestamps, surveillance photos, phone logs, receipts. A map with red ink circling intersections like a crime board. And in the center, a face. Eric. Mid-30s. Designer stubble. Loafers without socks. A man who smiled like he'd never lost anything that mattered. In one photo, he's holding her waist. Her face is tilted up, eyes closed. In another, they're entering the hotel. Her hand on his back. Familiar. Thoughtless. And then, the final one, 9:41 p.m. Them leaving together. Same clothes. Different posture. She looked relaxed. Not guilty. Not ashamed. Just his. I stared at the evidence. At the printout of her signature on a guest slip. At the timestamps that aligned too perfectly with the lies I'd memorized. I should have felt rage. Should have thrown something again. Shouted. Broken chairs or mirrors. But instead I felt nothing. Just cold. A kind of stillness that made room for the next step. Because now I didn't just suspect. I knew. Eric had a face now. A name and an address. And my wife had a pattern, one I could now predict. She doesn't know what I've seen. She thinks the worst is over. But the worst hasn't even started. They broke something in me. I wasn't going to scream. I was going to erase her. No more questions. No more waiting. I had everything I needed: evidence, timing, motive. Now I just had to remove her. Piece by piece. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't ask why. I logged into her bank account and transferred every cent to my personal savings. Clean. Legal. Within my rights. She wouldn't notice right away. The bills were on autopay. She never checked balances. But the next time her card declined at Whole Foods, she'd feel it. Then I froze her credit card. Not canceled, frozen. Subtle. Delayed panic. Let her believe it was the bank's fault. Let her call customer service and wait on hold while standing in line with her hand-picked strawberries and lies. I changed the locks the next morning. Quietly. Hired a locksmith who owed me a favor. Texted him a simple line: don't ask. Just fast. He was done in under 20 minutes. I left her key in the mailbox. Useless now. Symbolic. No confrontation. Just paperwork. She came home that night, rattling the doorknob like a raccoon at the edge of a trash bin. I didn't answer. Didn't look through the peephole. Just listened to the silence after the panic started. She called. Twice. Then texted. Why is the lock changed? Where's the money? Are you serious right now? I didn't reply. I was busy backing up files. The photos. The timestamped hotel logs. The burner phone messages. The screenshots from the draft folder she never deleted. The receipt with her signature and a timestamp that overlapped with the night she told me she was feeling sick and staying in. I uploaded it all to a private drive. Password protected. Labeled each folder by theme. Red lies for lipstick-stained evidence. Eric contact sheet. Audio_only for the voicemail she forgot to delete where she whispered, I can't talk now, he's upstairs. Then I printed a backup. 2 actually. One went into a fireproof lockbox. The other into an envelope marked with her maiden name. I wasn't going to destroy her. I was going to reveal her. She wore masks with grace, the supportive wife, the charming professional, the woman who adores her husband in every holiday card. But masks crack under heat. And I was the storm now. No thunder. No wind. Just a steady, precise pressure. She doesn't know what I'm building. She thinks she can talk her way out. Cry. Spin stories. Say I was controlling or distant. Let her. Because when she tries to run, she'll trip over the truth I've stacked neatly at her feet. And when the mask falls for good, everyone will finally see who she really is. I pressed send 17 times. 1 click for every person who thought she was a saint. It started with a click. Not an explosion. Not a scream. Just a quiet finger on a cold trackpad. 17 clicks in total. 1 for every name on the list, each handpicked, each carefully considered. Her mother got the first message. Then her boss. Her yoga instructor. Her old roommate who always said, you two are perfect together. Her best friend, the one who toasted our 5th anniversary with a tear in her eye and a hand on my shoulder. She got 2 versions. 1 with photos. 1 with video. No subject lines. No captions. Just the truth. The photos, time-stamped, geotagged, cropped for clarity. Her arms around him in hotel lobbies. Her eyes closed in someone else's car. The texts. Last night was everything. He's clueless. You're the only real thing in my life. Wish I could fall asleep beside you instead. And then the voicemail. Faint, breathless. Soft moans tangled in a whisper, don't hang up yet. I didn't trim the audio. I didn't boost the volume. The graininess made it worse. More real? They didn't need context. They didn't need commentary. The silence between each image was the commentary. I watched the read receipts start to roll in like little flags on a battlefield. Scene 10:02. Scene 10:06. Scene. She was at work when the storm began. That was deliberate. At 10:23 she called me. I declined. She called again. Declined. Then the texts. What did you do? Please don't do this. You're ruining everything. We can fix this. I didn't mean for this to happen. It was almost funny how fast the masks fell. From saint to ghost in under 30 minutes. By lunch, her best friend blocked her. By 2 p.m., her boss placed her on administrative leave pending review. Her mother didn't respond at all. She didn't have to. I watched it unfold through a window of silence. No celebration. No vengeance-fueled smile. Just stillness. The same stillness I felt staring at her broken phone. The same stillness that came after the last lie left her lips. I wasn't trying to hurt her. Not directly. I just stopped protecting the version of her she sold to the world. I let them see. And what they saw was enough. No fire. No fury. Just exposure. Detonation through disclosure. She made her choices. I just mailed them to her audience. She came back. Not to apologize. To beg. It had been 4 days since I sent the truth. 3 since the calls stopped. 2 since I started sleeping again. 1 since I forgot what her voice sounded like without a lie underneath it. And then tonight she came back. No warning. No message. Just the soft sound of knuckles tapping on a door she no longer had a key to. I opened it and there she was. Hair pulled back like she hadn't brushed it. Hoodie zip halfway up like armor. Mascara smudged not from makeup but from hours she couldn't explain. Her eyes were sunken. Her voice was small. I don't have anywhere else to go. No greeting. No apology. Not even a whisper of I'm sorry. Just that. I stared at her. She used to feel like home. Now she looked like a stranger who'd gotten lost between 2 lives she'd burned down herself. She tried to laugh. That breathy, broken sound people make when they know they've been erased but still think they might claw back in. I lost my job, she said, as if I didn't already know. Escorted out. No warning. Just gone. I said nothing. My mom won't answer. My dad blocked me. Sarah. She swallowed. Even Sarah won't talk to me. I didn't blink. She exhaled, need a place to stay. Just for a few days. She tried to meet my eyes. Tried to find the version of me who would have said yes before the shatter. Before Eric. Before the phone. Before the 17 clicks. But that version of me was long gone. And standing here, I realized something terrifying and beautiful. I felt nothing. No pity. No rage. No flicker of nostalgia. Just done. Like the last ember in a fireplace that's gone cold. Like the echo of a scream that's already bounced off every wall and died in the corners. You made this, I said. No malice. Just a fact. I know, she whispered. I stepped aside not to let her in. Just to let the silence pass between us one last time. And then I closed the door. Not hard. Not loud. Just closed. She left with a trash bag of clothes and a suitcase full of silence. She didn't say goodbye. Just packed at midnight. Quietly. Like someone sneaking out of a house they used to belong to. Trash bag full of hoodies and tangled dresses. A carry-on dragging behind her like a limp apology. No tears. No hugs. Just one last glance in the mirror and then nothing. She moved in with a cousin 2 towns over. I didn't ask. Someone told me at a gas station unprompted. The kind of town gossip that drips out of small mouths in tight circles. Crazy what happened, they said. Poor girl. Then quieter, but she did it to herself, right? I nodded. Smiled politely. Never corrected a word. Why should I? The truth already did its job. All I did was set it free. She's a ghost now. I pass places we once ate and I don't flinch. I drive the same roads she used to take to yoga and feel nothing but rhythm. Routine. Sometimes people whisper. About the affair. The photos. The way her perfect life dissolved like sugar in warm water. I don't feed the flames. I don't strike the match again. I don't have to. Truth, once released, doesn't need direction. It finds its own mouth. Its own audience. Its own echo. She tried to build a life from smoke. Now she's left with ashes. Our mutual friends picked sides quietly. Most chose silence. Some sent short texts, thinking of you or glad you're okay. The brave ones called. I didn't answer. They weren't calling for me. They were calling to see if I'd broken. But I didn't. I bent, sure. Curled in on myself like a burned page. But I didn't break. Yeah? Now I exist in clean lines. Tidy rooms. A calendar that no longer has to bend to anyone else's lies. The house is quieter. No more tap-tap-taps from under the table. No perfume lingering in the hallway after she leaves. No forced laughter. Just space. And breath. She thought I'd crumble. Instead, she became the debris. And me? I'm still sweeping. Still clearing the dust. But the fire's out. And I never needed to strike a match again. Revenge was sweet. But peace? Peace is addictive. I used to think that catching her, exposing her, ruining her would fix something inside me. And for a while, it did. There was power in it, watching the lies unravel, watching the mask fall, watching the people who once praised her go silent in her presence. It felt good. But what I didn't expect was what came next. Silence. Not the hollow kind. Not the echo left behind after someone slams the door. The good kind. The real kind. No more late-night stomach knots wondering if her dead phone was really dead. No more smiling through dinners while her eyes flicked to her lock screen. No more playing detective in my own home. Now I wake up to sunlight, not suspicion. I don't flinch when someone laughs at their phone. I don't count messages over her shoulder. There's no her anymore. There's just me. And the quiet. It's not lonely. It's not empty. It's clean. I stopped checking the shared accounts weeks ago. Closed them. Closed the backup folder too. The evidence sits on a hard drive in the back of my desk drawer, but I don't open it anymore. I don't need to. She taught me what betrayal tastes like: metallic, sour, slow burning in your throat. But freedom? Freedom tastes like nothing. Like clean air. Like the first sip of coffee without checking if someone else has already left the table. Like finally breathing through your nose after years of congestion. It's addictive. Revenge gave me power. But peace gave me my name back. There's a version of me I thought she killed, the trusting one, the open one, the one who didn't need to look over his shoulder to feel safe. He's not coming back. But maybe that's okay. Because the man who survived her? He's better. Not because he destroyed her, but because he remembered who he was before she forgot what love meant. I used to chase truth like a weapon. Now I let it rest. And every time I open the blinds and see sunlight instead of shadows, I remember. Freedom doesn't scream. It exhales.